Alrighty. Now, can it work? Hopefully. Someone can hear my voice right now. It should be possible. It's the second attempt. The attempt to set up a custom airbase and explain how it works. So, let's do it all over again, because why not? Mission editor, new. Name. Custom. Airbase. We can let single player, multiplayer, Boscali, Primeva, all how it is, and select Heartland, because it's simple. For absolute beginners, how to navigate within the editor, hold down the right mouse button and you can rotate the camera, and with WASD and Shift you can move yourself over the map. Yeah, use Shift to accelerate the movement. Quite simple. And if you want to jump to a certain destination or position, you can click on any building or unit within the map. Also possible. Hello, Sherman. Nice to have you here. It's the second attempt, but I try to get it done right now. I want to set up a custom airbase. Not so fancy like this, but purely something. Okay, first we need a scenery object. A large platform is already chosen. You can find it here. And now, when you have it selected, it sticks to your cursor. You can look around, move around, do whatever you want, and then left click to place it. And I want to place it like this because it's pretty shitty. And when you have something like this, it's quite hard to take off with an airplane from this angle. So we have to flatten it. And how to do it? You can set up the position manually with those values or the rotation. And it's the XYZ value. And we can zero out X and Z. And now it's flat. You can move the flat platform or large platform by simply clicking on the green thing over here, and you can put it up and down like this. But I don't want to set up a custom airbase right here at Visual K. I want to set it up right at the center of the map, and that is here. So, I can't close the map with a button. When it's bugged like this, use your keyboard button, the M, and you can close it or open it, close it or open it. No, I want it to be closed. How to set it to the center? Just zero out X and Z. Now it's pretty far away. How to get there? When you have something selected, just press F on your keyboard and you jump to the selected object. Yeah, I made a little overlay so that people can see what I'm doing. I hope it's not too annoying. Maybe it's useful, but we will see how it turns out, I guess. Okay, now we are at the center of the map and have our large platform here. And it's facing this direction. This is forward, backwards, right, left, up, down. You get it. So it's no more in the center. I have to zero it out again. And you can rotate it when you press this button over here. Then the gimbal, I think it's called, change, and now you can... sometimes it's tricky to click it. You can rotate it. And if you want to move it again, just click this, and then you have the other menu again. Zero it out again. It's important for later. And you can also use your keys, the R to rotate, and for moving, G. It's a Blender logic and they transferred it to the editor. When you use Blender a lot, it's always G to move something around. And I want it to be indestructible, so I make a check over here. No, it's quite high in the air. Maybe too high. I want to have it a little bit here. This looks quite good. Okay. what we need is we have to align this to the world grid. When you see this, this is the front and back of the selected object. And when I press this button over here, you can see that this direction changes. And this is because this is the north-south axis of the world. We can check this when we open the map. You can see where the camera is looking at, and right now we are looking to the north. Now we are looking to the west, to the south, and to the east. And if we want something to face northwards, we can zero it out on the y-axis on the rotation. Here we go. And now it doesn't matter if we have the world or the object coordinates or grid selected, because it's identical. And this is what I want to achieve right now. We've got a platform here, but I think we need a couple more to extend the runway. And how can we do this? We can select the large platform, and now we have it here. And if you want to place multiple, you can hold down the left shift key and then press the left mouse button. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, nice. And if you want to get rid on the platform, just press new. It's a start, but it's a messy one. So how to make it straight? First, I want everything to face to the north, so I zero out the y value of the rotation. And now the left and right value are the red arrow. You can see it here when I trigger it. And we want to have them in a straight line, so it's also 0 for every platform. Just give yourself a good angle that you can click fast, because it matters in the end. You can save a couple of hours by optimizing your workflow. Okay, the next thing we have to do is to copy paste the height of this platform to all the other ones. We can do it by clicking here, now it's marked, and then Control C to copy the value. Then select the platform, select the box here, and Control V to paste it. Just in every other program, I think. Yeah. Okay, not bad. Same height, same X value. And now what about the Z value? Those large platforms have a diameter of 200, or a width and length of 200 meters. So from this center to the center over here, it should be 200 meters. And all we have to do is add 200 to this value over here. And here we can see it's a little bit too much. 200, beep, pop, pop. Nice. Set it to undestructible. But there's one problem. When you look at the platform here, you can see the little gap. And this gap is capable of destroying landing gears. So it's not very useful to put it this way. To make it simple, what we can do is just rotate it on the x-axis about 180 degrees. And when we do it here too, you can see now we've got a really flat, nice surface. That's what I want. So I repeat the process for everything else. Indestructible, 400, 180. 600, 180. I said 180. Indestructible. And you can see it's a little bit of work. I created in Unity a little helper tool for myself, and maybe I can show it in another stream, because it's capable of creating prefabs and everything. But for now, I just want to stick to the vanilla editor. Okay, now we've got a runway. That's looking quite nice, but I don't want to place a hangar or something on top of the runway, so we need another platform. It's indestructible. 0 out. And position 200. And 0. And flip it. And now we have to copy and paste the height. Pop. Perfect. Looks nice. Okay, now we need something to spawn from. We can click on New on Building, and here we can select the medium aircraft hangar and place it. This doesn't look good. It should be on top of the... this looks better, I guess. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but now it's it sticks to the surface. This is quite good. Other way, the aircraft would spawn and then fall 1 or 2 meters and get some damage. Now I want to align the medium hangar to the platform below it. How can I do it? I can simply zero it out again here. Now it's facing north. And what can I do? I think I can't do a lot right now. What I can do is center it on the z-axis here. And now I don't want to take off from this in this direction. So I have to rotate it, and you always rotate clockwise. So right now it's on 0. If you change it to 45, you can see you get this angle. 90 is this, 180 is this, and 270 is where we want to be, or want to look at. I don't know. Just position it like this. Wonderful. Now we've got a runway and a building. What we need is a real airbase, and we can define one by clicking on New and then Airbases, and click close to your airbase. Here we can set up a name. This is better, because the first try was worse. I was muted. And we changed the faction to Boscali, for example. Now the airport is a Boscali airport. The hangar is neutral. But when we add the hangar to the buildings list of the airport, it will adapt the faction of the airport. Look at this. I click on hangar medium, and now it says Boscali. And when I show it here, Boscali. Wonderful. When I click on the airport again, this is this line here, and change it to Primeva. Yeah, also Primeva, but good. Let's stick to Boscali. We've got a runway, a building, an airbase. So far, so good. But nothing will happen when we start the game, because Boscali right now doesn't have an airframe. We can change this by clicking on Settings and then Faction and choose Boscali. And here we zero this and make active AI aircraft to 1. And they are not really necessary right now, but it's something I always do, zero those out. Here you can set up a lot of different things for the faction. Right now there are also tooltips, and I don't want to get into everything right now. I just want to add a cricket, and now Boscali owns a cricket in the faction starting inventory. Cool. Let's see what happens when we press play. Here it is. A wonderful cricket. Let's speed it up a little. You can do it by pressing L, then this menu will appear. But I think the cricket needs more informations, because right now it doesn't know where to take off from. Good try, buddy. Okay, let's help the cricket a little bit to find the runway. Therefore, we have to define it. Click on the airport and then here create new at runway. We got two balls. It's the start handle and the end handle. And the start handle, we can set up the X to 0, so it's in the middle, and the Z position to 0, so it's in the middle of this platform over here. And the end handle is also X0, but here we can choose something like, I think this should work, 1450, yeah. Now it's at the end. And here you can see the range of our airfield is limited to this position here, and I want to expand it a little bit so that when some chicane pilot tries to land here, he doesn't get the crash message, so I expand it a little bit. Ah, perfect. Okay, cool. What we see now is a famous bug, and I hope they can fix it. The real handle is here, but now we've got this visual bug over here. How to fix this? Well, the only thing you can do is save and then reload your custom airbase. Hopefully it works. Let's jump over here. Doesn't look promising. Oh no, looks really bad. See, you can't fix it like this. So we have to close it and load it again this way. And believe me, I did it hundreds of times. It's really tedious and the editor needs some more improvements. Now those visual bugs, I might call it like them, are gone. Okay, we have a runway, but we have to give it a name. I call it runway. And we have to check takeoff and landing so that airframes know we can take off and land there. Here you can define the width. It's important because the dark reach needs a higher width than a cricket, for example, but I don't know the exact values, therefore I always use 100. Arrestor are those cables on a carrier. You can't set up cables anywhere, so quite useless. And sky jump, maybe this refers to the slope platform over here, so that you've got a little sky jump. But I made a lot of experiments, and I don't know how it works. So those buttons are there, but for me they are meaningless. And reversible defines if an airframe can land from both directions. But we can let it this way, I think. Okay, now everything should work in my opinion. Let's test it out. Spectate, close the map, increase the speed. Let's see what happened. The cricket spawns. It slows down, it turns, and now it takes off. Wonderful. And what does a cricket do when it has no objective? It tries to land again. Come on, make your turn. Yeah. Nice. This works. But not all airports are like this. Imagine there's a little river. Oh no, what happens what will happen? Let's see. Save, play. Okay, it didn't work. Oh, let's fix it. What we have to do is define a taxiway, but first we have to build a taxiway. Therefore, I want to use some flat platforms. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, I don't know. Then I zero them out. Set them to undestructible. Okay, now I can multi-select them and put them away for the time being. And now I have to manually adjust the height of this platform just below the other one. Ah, come on, it's tricky. Ah, should be okay. And now on this side, that's okay. And now here. Fine. Now we got our starting point, and I can copy paste this. And now I have to do a little bit of math. It's always minus 50, so 1389. 138.9. Not a good idea. Where's the point? Super brain, here we go. Okay, and then it should be, what is it? 889? Okay. And maybe, what? 38.9? Okay. And I think this is good enough. Yeah, I don't need this. And now we have to get rid of those steps. So everything needs to have the same height. Okay, perfect. Cricket. Let's see. I mean, it should be clear where the way is. Okay, it's not clear. Yeah, stupid AI. How can we improve the AI a little bit? We can make a helper taxiway. Therefore, click on the airport, open road editor. And now you can add a taxiway. And you can do it by hold the left shift button and then click with the left mouse button. We start here and go here, go here, here, this way, this way, and here. And when you are ready with your road, just press enter. Here we go. This is our taxiway. Let's see if it's good enough for our cricket to find its way. Bum bum bum. Here we go. Cricket is on the track. Here we go. It starts. It's not absolutely clean, I know, but I didn't pay much attention. Ooh. Cool. But so far, I would say it works. It will land right now. We don't have to see it over and over again. Next thing I want to show is how to add more hangars. Simply click on New Building, for example, hardened aircraft shelter over here. Now it looks in this direction. I don't like this. I rotate it a little bit. G, a little bit to the back. And what annoys me is this texture here. I don't want to see it, so I lower it by 0.1. Now it's gone. Looks much better. And for sure a helipad. The good old helipad. Yeah, this is also great, I guess. Perfect. And don't forget to add those buildings to your existing airport, otherwise they won't get, they won't, the AI will not use it. Okay, and if we want to see multiple airframes in action, we have to adjust it at settings, factions, Boskali, and improve it to 3, maybe add a tarantula and a dark reach, why not? Oh, I don't think that the dark reach will perform so well, but let's have a look. Save, custom, and play. The tarantula is already there. Now dark reach, cricket. Maybe the runway is too short for a dark reach. And the tarantula already gave up. Oh, I think we are about to see. Oh no! On? Can it do it? Yay, not bad. It used more space. Okay, so far so good. Yeah, the helicopters are... I don't know. I think I know what the problem is. Helicopters need not a runway, but maybe a vertical landing point. We create a new one, that's the yellow one over here, and I set it over there, or put it over there. Drag it over there. Let's see what happens right now, because I'm curious. If the tarantula right now tries to land there, or just will spit out the pilots again. Hop, hop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, I think now it's trying to land. Look at this maneuvering skills. Ah, pretty awesome. Quite drunk. Okay, but it works in the end. This is what I wanted to show. Hello? Where's my cursor? Sometimes the cursor disappears when this speed menu here is open, but just hammer the escape button and it will pop up at some time. Okay, one last thing I want to show is how to create a waypoint. Therefore, I want to set up something over here. What about truck, a radar truck, MSV radar. Pop, here it is. And the faction this time is Primeva, so that we have an enemy, and I select hold position. It doesn't matter because there is no objective right now, but when Primeva would have an objective, this unit would ignore the objective and just hold the position. Okay, how can we set up a waypoint? We click on objective and create a new objective, and we can call it waypoint truck. Truck is, what about radar? The type is reach waypoint, and then create. Which faction? Boskali, because it should be a Boskali objective. And what is the target? Oh, this was a little bit stupid. Not what is the target, but where to position the target. And the waypoint gets always positioned where you are looking at. It's not so precise. I know. Just click on create new, and here we have a waypoint. We can make it a little bit slower, smaller, not slower. Oh, I'm getting completely stupid. Click on it, and then you can drag and move it a little bit, but it doesn't really matter for airframes, at least. Now we have set up a waypoint, but this is not how it will work in the game, because we have to inform the game that there is an objective that it has to start right at the beginning of the mission. And this is what mission start is for. This is something that triggers anything that is in this list, outcomes, at the start of a mission. So we create a new outcome and we call it start waypoint radar. The type is start objective, and then click on create. Now here we've got an outcome. After the mission starts, this will get started or initiated, whatever you want to call it. Click on add existing, and here we can select our waypoint radar objective. Now all the airframes should try to reach this destination after starting the mission. Save, always a good thing, and play. Let's see what happens. Spectate, close the map, open the pop-beep window. Here you can press on X. Now we can see what happens. Okay, the tarantula is doing tarantula stuff. It's already shooting! Yeah, for sure. Ha! Yeah, goodbye radar truck. Yeah, you can see as soon as an AI spots an enemy, it immediately attacks it. But our waypoint is still there. You can see it when you press F2, then you get a list of all active objectives. And you can see waypoint, radar type, reach waypoint, faction Boscali, hidden field, 0%. And it will always stay at 0% because AI can't trigger waypoints. You can set up a list of waypoints, but they will always just fly to the first waypoint and don't trigger the next one. Only players or pilots can trigger waypoints, so they will circle around here until they don't have enough fuel anymore, and then they try to land again. This is not so cool. We want to have something else. What can we do? For example, we can go to objectives, and this is annoying, press F2 again, and do something like create new, and I want to set up an objective that checks if a unit is destroyed. Destroy radar, for example, and here you can choose destroy units and then create. Again, it's an objective for Boscali. Which kind of unit do I want to destroy? It's a Primeva, and here we got our truck, the radar truck. And this is something the AI tries to accomplish, and this is what happens when the AI accomplished or successfully completed the objective. In this term, when the truck is destroyed, in this case, yeah. What do we want to have for an outcome? For example, we can stop the waypoint. Type stop or complete objective. We can create it. And now I like to choose complete, add existing, and select the waypoint radar. So when the radar truck gets destroyed, the stop or complete objective gets triggered, and this completed the waypoint objective, so it's deleted from the objectives list. And to make it function, we have to start the destroyed radar objective right at the beginning of the mission. You can make it in a different way, but I want to keep it simple. Therefore, add existing, destroy radar. So Boscali tries to reach the waypoint, and when Boscali destroys the radar truck, the waypoint will be completed. Therefore, all airplanes should try to get back to the airbase. Let's save it. Let's play it. Spectate. speed up the time. Now we've got 2 objectives in our list. Is the tarantula... Okay, now the tarantula doesn't have the big gun, so I think we are about to see pile driver. Yeah, for sure. Maybe the Dark Reach is about to shoot its pile drivers. No, no, no. There's already something in the air. What do we have? An AGM 48s. Shot by the cricket. Quite overpowered if you ask me, but it's okay. Let's speed it up. Alright, it's destroyed. And as you can see, the destroyed objective and the waypoint objective both disappeared. This is how you can, yeah, make some kind of events. Hey, I used the CDK dev kit of War Thunder. I'll want to do the same on nuclear option. Is it more easier? I never played War Thunder or tried something with a dev kit. Yeah, and if you want to know how to set up an airbase, you can watch the stream. That is what it's about. I see. Yeah, you're welcome. Hi Claire, what are you up to? Custom mission? Yeah, I just wanted to show how to set up a custom airbase, and in the future I want to show maybe some different aspects of the editor, and maybe my little Unity tool I created to be able to create those racetracks I made in the past. And if someone wants to do something within the editor, it's quite time consuming. Don't expect fast results that are enjoyable. That's true, yeah. The editor is powerful. You can get a lot out of it when you invest a lot of time into it. Yeah, gaming account, what's your question? That's what it's about. Ah, the waypoints on the vehicle settings. Good question. I return to the editor. Just let me think. Settings, affections. I take out the airframes because I don't need them anymore. So how can I show it the best way? I try it like this. Okay, for example, we place a shard. And it's a Boscali shard. And in this mission is an objective that is a waypoint. And the waypoint is over here. Okay, it's at the radar thingy. If I would start the mission right away, the shard would try to head to the waypoint. We can just have a look at this. Play. Spectate. Fast forward. Now it's trying to get there. So far, so good. But your question was, what is this add waypoint here for, I think? If you want to have a special shard that tries to do something else like the rest, you can select hold position, fly to this area, for example, and now add waypoint. And as far as I understand it, instead of heading towards the objective waypoint, the shard should now try to get to reach this waypoint. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it's already turning. And this is how you can define specific waypoints for different units. Exactly. It's a waypoint for just this unit. And when you order a unit around, for example, right now when it's here, let's see what happens when I give it a move command. Because I don't know if it falls back to the waypoint that was set up in the editor or if it does nothing. And it looks like, yeah, state holding doesn't do anything anymore. Yeah, when you order it once, the waypoint gets lost. All right. Are there any other questions related to setting up an airbase or anything? I've got a couple more minutes left. Would be happy to answer them. Good. Then I would say this was a first look how I would like to explain some things within the editor. Next time I could try to set up a little mission where some vehicles try to fight each other, and maybe how to set up a spawn directly from the start of the game so that you spawn inside of an airframe, or my god, things like that. So far, thank you for watching. Maybe you can link this live stream to someone who wants to set up a custom airbase, and then we can build up on this and improve the tutorials in the future. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have fun building.